Okay, so I just went live. This is Abyss, and I'm here. I have Rabbit Boy himself with me, and
Hey
I'm
guys.
just sorry, and I'm just gonna give Alien the okay, and Pluto. It says I'm live. Is it true?
I didn't get a notification on my phone.
Okay, it did just appear. So let me copy video URL.
Okay, yep, you showed up, so I would guess you're live. And they are going. All right.
Okay, so we've got standard. Um, it's interesting. Alien has pivoted to this 3E3 system instead of the old Willem system, but we're not going to have time to discuss that here.
No, that's for the recap. Okay.
Yeah, this is some kind of mainline stuff here. Usually the wall is a little better when it's right in the
C4.
capstone's face,
Yeah.
but this is probably still fine. I'm surprised Pluto
Yeah, I mean,
seems this prepared as well.
yeah, it's a hard stop there. So, I mean, B3 or then I mean, I don't know if B3 is the recommended there. I think you either work down F or you try and go C5. I think C5 is probably.
Yeah, maybe or B5. I'm not sure.
Yeah, what one of the bots would call for.
I mean, it was sort of calling out to me to a B3, but I don't think it's right.
I mean, the problem with it is you need C2, and C2 is just, I mean, yeah, B2 defends. So now white can take C2, but black can just go for A3, F3, D2, kind of build that way.
Okay, D2 instead. I'm not sure if this really makes any difference. I mean, this makes it kind of easier to go C3 minus, but I don't think he wanted to play that anyway because of the pin situation developing.
Right.
Pluto's going to have to do something.
Yeah, not this turn. I mean, he could preemptively do something, but A2, B1, F2. So horizontal is not really a threat. I mean, C3 over, C3 left kind of stops that, and there's not really much getting around it.
Yeah, but you're not very happy to play C3 left necessarily because it's your piece that's attacking C2. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, you got to crush it, right?
Well, probably. What's even
You
the
don't have
point?
to, but there's not much punishment for you crushing it, I guess.
I guess you can, okay, you can do some weird things. You can hard cap on C3. Okay, but the problem is this is tack.
Yeah.
So SD4 and then C1.
Yeah. So now you drop that wall again, but then you give white kind of tempo back.
Okay, but maybe. Okay, so SD4, C1, D1, C5, D1 left. You have time to play D1 and then cut the white formation off at the base.
with tech of your own.
Yeah,
I'm guessing he's playing that out in his head because it seems like SD4 is, you know, I don't know what you play besides SD4. Just a flat on D4 doesn't give you anything. So, okay, there we go.
yeah.
Yep, C1, D1, and now mm, I don't know if pushing it was the right. Of course, I don't know if that was the the
Okay,
right
well,
response
okay,
there.
so it's pinned. The pin the pin is not that ironclad, but okay. Um,
I mean, white wants B4,
yeah,
B5.
B4 or B5. Even D4 is fine. Kind of cutting black. I mean, if you're black, you're gonna have to play D1 left anyway, so I'm not sure what making the exchange of moving the wall onto C4 helped you with, really.
Yeah. Of course, what's Alion's play for defending against this here? D1 left. What's your
There's
how
not
do you stop that?
much. There's not much to do. It's probably E3 minus. Yeah, E3 minus is certainly the most cohesive move. The
And then it
E3,
buys you back enough time to place B4 after that.
yeah, and the E3 stone wasn't even doing anything. But okay. So now white can play B4 with tempo, which makes your capture on C4 look kind of stupid, but he can just go back and claim it's not so bad.
And it does. Yeah.
Now it's an interesting moment for white if they decide how they want to handle the black pressure.
If white doesn't defend its Tenue, right? E3 minus.
Um, yeah, yeah, I think so. So it's a question of if you want to SD1 or just flat D1 or do something crazy with your capstone, I guess.
Yeah.
But Alien's not going to do that.
Capstone's in good position.
Alien
You think he's
hates,
trying to decide between D1 and SD1?
yeah, Alien hates these like kind of positional capstone moves that don't give you anything right away. And to be clear, I don't think like moving the C3 stack down is even a good move. So there's not
Yeah.
much to. So he decides to wall it. I was wondering, technically there's D3 minus here if you want to put some pressure on, but it allows D3, which actually pins the E3 stone, which is kind of annoying. Oh, you can switch the move order though. You can play E3 minus first, and then if takes on C1, then play D3 minus.
Right. And
Uh,
then the white cap hops down as well. I mean, I don't know that it.
I don't think it will though. I think Alien will throw the stack. He'll cover B1 and A1, and then pivot to A2 if he has to. And that might actually just end you.
Well, I worry about black's future prospects here anyway. Just after this threat is shut down, what do they have? They have nothing on the top of the board on 5 or 6.
Yeah, but you've gotten white to play a wall.
You have, but white's ahead on reserves and on flats with, or they're tied for flats, I guess,
It
currently.
should be tied because nothing has happened. Excluding white's like half a tempo flat.
Right. I guess black will be up 1 flat if they place this turn. This is definitely one of those moves that will suck the time off of your clock.
Oh, I lied.
F3 is an option. Oh, he plays F3. Okay.
Oh, I backed up here. I was trying to look at where Alien gained a flat. I forgot about the capstone crush or the wall crush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I'm not sure I get that. I mean, B5 just builds around.
Oh, if you take F2 left now, you're putting them in tack directly.
Yes, but the wall spread up. We got a wall drop. D5, C6, uh, 2C1 left, D1.
Yeah.
Goes with C6.
Alien, I'm sure, wants to cash out for the full value on C1. He wants to cover B1 and A1. So,
Right.
so I don't think he's just going to play 2C1 left, even though it makes a tack threat.
I think just D5 here.
Oh, I was
Oh,
wrong. I mean, you could just move you can move your B5 wall, or you can do that, I guess.
yeah. Now
Like,
just,
emphasis on I guess.
yeah.
You're gonna
All
get
right.
yourself
Now white,
you're gonna get yourself
white
crushed
can,
on C5.
yeah, white can, white can pivot pretty easily with D1 now. Um, if they want. If not, you can push along the top. Just take E5 just to shore things up.
He wants it to be tack when he crushes back. Tack in two directions when he crushes back on C5,
Hmm.
maybe. He's not quite there. He needs like D6 first, but black isn't doing anything, so you can kind of take all the time you want to build up. Or actually, in some positions, you can just throw immediately. Forget about the crush. Just leave one black piece on C4 and take on C5 as tack. It's not really very effective though.
Yeah. You allow it to run back away. Oh no, just run
Yeah, can
left, I guess.
yeah, I can run to the left, which is good enough, I guess.
That's that's a move.
Yeah.
That's a legal move. Okay. I'm not sure I understand what A5 was.
Well, I understand that you don't want to let him get a6 if you're white.
Okay, so we just have some kind of placements here.
Yeah, the pressure in the top is building. You have to be on the lookout for stuff like c6 left even. Actually, c6 left is weird because it looks like you just take back, but then if the enemy wall's on b6, then throwing up to c5 is more effective.
Yeah, C6 left. What you have to take with the wall, but then white just fills in or throws up.
Well, you do
Mm,
have the classic defense after c6 left. You can play a6 minus, but I don't know that you're really very happy about it.
yeah, that makes the
Especially if,
fill in even stronger.
yeah, a6 is immediately attack again, and you can't re-wall on c6. Okay, finally makes this threat. Doesn't make it. Wait, no, this isn't a threat.
It wasn't a threat anymore after the wall move off of C1.
It would have been if he took with f2 though.
Yep, looks like okay. Because yeah, he's filled in A2 earlier. But as it stands, not tech.
This has been a strange game. Pluto like blitzed out 5 or 6 moves and seemed like he was doing okay, and then all of a sudden he's like dead to rights.
Yeah, the board is more full than I think it should be for black to have a chance at this point. Like some collapsing needs to have happened earlier. Because now we're down to 3 open spaces.
Yeah,
So
I'm not.
even running, two E2 down, and then you just fill in one of the other squares or something and threaten board fill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure that's the biggest problem, but it is certainly one of the problems.
Yeah, what do you do?
That's why you should have taken with f2 instead, so at least you had a threat.
Force a capture. some sort. What do you do? I mean, you can crush the wall that was just placed. Um, I don't know what that gains you, but it doesn't lose.
All right.
It protects that stack a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Actually, it kind of
But
doesn't
then,
because white can play d3 and pin you again.
yeah,
The good news is his laptop battery should be fine by the end of this game.
you can. So I talked about moving, two e2 down. That doesn't really buy you much. You're just because then white just places anywhere. Well, any of the two remaining squares, and then you have to capture. Um, you can throw it over to c2, spread it over to c2 for some reason. Um,
Yeah, that's horrendous.
um, okay, just
I was thinking d3 minus, but
I mean, white doesn't even need to take now, right? Just F1.
yeah,
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13,
yeah, he's up
14,
a million.
15. Tied? Am I looking at that right?
Is it 3, 6? Oh well, he did just play a wall. Okay, that's true. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, he cannot just place F1. All right. But this tips it in white's favor.
Okay, so he was tied with the bad parity. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
which we're still on bad parity. So
Yeah, but now we can just
now he can spread. Yeah.
get to f2.
Or he can force something to happen. I mean, he can. We've got a few different ways to make attack here.
Yeah, you still have like the throw up to c5 plan.
Or just d5 left, or
d5 left. Ah, yeah. Okay.
actually the throw
Yeah, no,
up
no, yeah.
c5 rook.
Sorry, we were just realizing it at the same time. Yeah, you can't crush anymore because black has gotten his act together.
They do have a good amount of time on the clock for this 30th move of the game. Well, compared to how I play, but
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd rather I'd rather use my time in the opening and not be lost if I could, but sometimes that's not how it works out.
yeah, I mean you can screw yourself so badly though just by rushing the opening. Yeah. Um,
Oh, sorry, Gruppler in the chat. Sorry, I have too much going on here. Tiltec wanted 15, wanted D3 minus. At what moment did Tiltec want D3 minus Gruppler? Sorry, I missed your initial. Oh, was that when I was saying D3 minus? like after SE3. Yeah, okay, after SE3, that makes sense. I'm sort of surprised at how Tiltak is a lot more tactically heads up than it used to be, I think.
Hilltack is much harder for me anyway. If I don't get a tenue in the first, little bit of the opening, then it's a rough game after that. And it has gotten substantially better.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely pretty beatable, I think still, but I mean I think it's more resilient in lost positions than it used to be. Cause
Yeah, it doesn't just give up.
cause like D3 minus is not like 28 D3 minus is not a move you play if you're trying to like cower in fear, right? Although maybe the position is so lost that it does do it anyway. But you know, you show some fight, right?
Right.
You forget about FCD for a moment and just. I mean, you could still play D3 minus and threaten like you're gonna crush on F2. Probably should just because there's nothing else to do, even though I don't think it's a good move objectively. But obviously, you have to make a capture because you can no longer.
Place with a draw. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only did Alien gain on flats, he also improved his parity.
Does it? Does it? All right. So now you can move that stack out of the way with tech. You can walk your cap stack up to C4, one square with tech. Um, C6 over is still an option. C6 or C6 left. D5 over.
D3 is kind of
Throwing the capstone up to C5 is now an option.
D3 is kind of funny. Just
Yeah, but I figured, black wants E2 anyway, so
yeah, which is why it's funny. You just say, okay, you can have E3, and then. Although, does that fix the parity enough? Let's see. Black wasted a move. I don't know. I'll have to recount. Okay,
okay.
he decides to do something
So
real here.
he goes with the nuclear option here.
So you're throwing to the left. I did kind of like this a lot better. Like after C6 left exchanges, this gets better if you manage to bait the wall up to B6. Because
Well, you can
this.
easily do that if you want by just taking the whole stack up to C6. The only way to stop it is moving your wall stack up.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Oh wait, this is just Tinue. Because the throwing down
Oh, because you
C.
can reach the bottom as well. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
Alien's gotten a lot better at finding these pointless Tinues. Although I think in a human way, like if you could just find the Tinue and win the game 100% of the time versus playing it out and winning it 98% of the time, you do improve you are improving your equity a little bit, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard to figure out how to lose this position, but still. So yeah, I mean, um, I thought the opening was okay. I mean, my instinct is 9 B4 right seems horrendous.
Yeah, what did we talked about in that case? C3 left. That's what I had said, because your cap can cover that
C3
exposed square.
left. There's even D3 left if you're so inclined.
And then the Uber nail in the coffin was SD1.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think after SD1, I'm not sure you're completely dead. I didn't like when he decided to play 19SA5 and kind of just like cower in fear. I think you're already in bad enough shape. You need to start playing D3 minus and just pivoting, even if you don't necessarily think it will work.
Just something to make something happen.
Yeah, I guess we'll have. Oh, the laptop's about to die, so this is it.
Okay.
Okay. Um. Okay. Well, we have
This
the
this will be the
analysis.
longest. This will be the longest match. Just one game at a time.
Tiltec gives 5 SD4 a double exclam. Really? But then it immediately. Okay. Yeah. So it is supposed to be 6C5. You were right that B3 was not good.
Let me pull up what you're looking at here.
Yeah, so on move 9, it's basically equality, like we were saying, and then B4 left is in or B4 right is indeed horrendous. Yeah, and then the game is over. Huh.
Okay, it wants B2 plus instead.
Okay,
Okay,
B2
so you're keeping the
plus.
center.
Yeah, B2 plus is kind of nice actually. I didn't really see it in the game, but
I didn't either. You're keeping your center, and the next turn, assuming white does nothing, you have either A2 or A4
it
for
is
the same threat.
it is a little well, I guess none of the other moves we suggested were tack either, huh? So, um yeah, B2 plus. I'm interested. I mean, I think any of them is better than what Pluto played, but this is just a tactic that I learned a long time ago from I think from a similar bot analysis like this. It's not immediately obvious that placing a wall and then capturing it and then baiting a capstone move is bad, but I think it always is. It's not a good use of time.
Well, that's why CD4 gets double X clams as well, because then you can't place a wall immediately as a hard stop right beside it.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, not
true.
not only do you get not only do you get tempo, but you get or momentum. Not only do you get momentum, but harder to corral it as black.
Yeah. I mean, apparently on 9 it should be about even, which I guess checks out because it wanted your plan of going above the wall instead of below the wall instead. But yeah, just another tactic for the lesson book. Alien says a bit unorthodox opening because I didn't think Pluto would go for the optimal defense, but I almost got surprised. Yeah. Well, yeah, he did play. I mean, I wonder if you play this way, is it supposed to be 4S or 4 CD3? It's something I would have to look at
I
with
mean, I'm gonna say no because it that just opens you up for exactly what happened. Um, it's a very it's a very human move. It looks good.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess Tiltec, if Tiltec is saying 76%, that is pretty bad, but maybe it is just too hard to stop the onslaught on the top of the board. But I don't know. I've played a lot of positions like these, and a lot of times, like I'm saying, I don't fully see it yet. But if not, if not S, if not CD3 on 4, then what's it supposed to be? I mean, you could play like CD4, but it looks kind of stupid. Tiltec's move of B4 also seems kind of um like dumb. Like look at this horrible formation. Not a single piece on the same uh file or row as one another after 4
Right.
moves.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you randomly threw them on the board, you'd have a better looking structure than that. I don't know. Maybe it's trying to counteract uh momentum in both directions, kind of like the super diagonal thing that Pluto was doing there for a little bit against Tiltak.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
I mean, maybe the bots. I go back and forth. Like, I am not a good opening player, so um, I don't necessarily know. But I go back and forth on whether you should play as black, just try to put flats on the board like in your opponent's way, or if you should actually try to actively do something. I feel like I've had success with both and great failure with both, so I don't know.
you usually know pretty quickly whether or not you pick the right thing.
Yeah, but I need to know before
Uh,
I pick it, not not in 10 moves.
let's see. I pulled up Topaz with the old Willem brains, and we're on depth 11. D2 is what it wants black to play
42.
on 4. Yeah.
Yeah, 42. I mean, it certainly looks harmonious. It's probably not good, but it's probably not. Maybe it's no worse than 4b4. I'm not sure.
Yeah, now up until depth 10, it still wanted CD3, but
Yeah, it's CD3 is yeah, it's attractive. I don't know.
it's good except for CD4.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. I'm not fully convinced this is horrible. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's horrible. I just think it's hard to stop. It's you're giving white 3 in a row as well as locking yourself out of that rows 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Not locking yourself out, but you have no capstone presence up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe in a week or so I'll be able to tell you better because I need to start reviewing my stuff for my own games, especially if I have to play Alien eventually. That's putting the cart before the horse, but you know. So I guess thanks for jumping on with me. Uh, it's kind of a shame we didn't get more than a half hour experience here, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a great tech player when I'm not at the board.
me too, actually. No. Uh, so,
But
um,
yeah, it was good. I'm glad that we got our schedules kind of worked out and we're able to meet up and watch a good game.
Yep, and I guess I will talk to you soon. And for everyone who came out to watch the match, I hope you enjoyed. So until next time, I will see everyone later. And I will